Hello everyone, welcome back to the 20th channel, and this is my 2008 Subaru Forester 2.5. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is doing a complete overview of this car, so driving it, what's under the bonnet, everything else about this car you're going to see in this video. So let's get into it. We will start off at the front of my Subaru Forester, and this is actually my favorite generation of Forester. I don't really like Subarus, I don't really like Foresters, but I do like this front end. It's just, I've always liked this grille. For some reason this grille is just perfectly blended. I think it's a very, very nice size. I don't know, the whole front end of this car looks very presentable, and I quite like that. It's, yeah, I don't know, I just like it. Moving up to the bonnet, you have these nice little creases around to the fenders here, which, I mean, it's meh. Obviously this is a pretty low down Forester. I'm not too familiar with the spec lineups. But I know you can get, like, obviously STI versions, or not STI. I don't know. I've seen them with hood scoops and stuff. They do exist. They are around. But this one is obviously your average A to B family grocery getter spec. So there will be no modifications under the bonnet as such to allow for that need for a little hood scoop. So down the lower part, you do obviously get your fog lights, and that is all very nice and good. Moving around to the side of my Subaru Forester, you will notice this particular car has weather shields, which I don't like. I might take them off, I'm not sure. But yeah, tinted windows on this particular Forester as well. So it is a bit windy. I hope that doesn't pick up too heavily. You do have these creases over the front arch as well. Makes it look a little bit more aggressive. Little crease along the door line around to the rear tail light here, as well as a little crease down on the rear wheel arch as well. Don't know why all these Foresters have it. They've got this little PPF section here, and it all goes to shit after a number of years, so that is to be expected. That is not rust or anything like that, in case you were thinking so. Around to the front, we do have, I believe these are 16-inch wheels. They are just your standard Forester wheels. You can option this car with a variety of wheels. I think this is a pretty low option wheel. I think this is a pretty mid-spec Forester. I know it's got obviously the 2.5 litre, so it can't be the lowest option, because I'm pretty sure you could also get these with the 2 litre. So yeah, that's really that. Moving around to the top, obviously you do have these roof rails. This car is fitted with roof bars as well, so you can put your camping gear or roof boxes or whatever on the top here. This car does also have a sunroof, which is pretty cool. But yeah, let's move around to the rear. To the rear of my Subaru Forester, we do have a tow bar on my particular car, so how good. Yeah, apart from the tow bar, this is a very large rear windshield panel, so that's that. The Subaru badge has seen better days. I know they do have this cracking issue because it is a plastic overlay for the Subaru badge. It's weird. It's a weird badge, but they all do that, especially in Australia's harsh climates. So symmetrical all-wheel drive logo, of course, because it is a Subaru. You do have the symmetrical all-wheel drive system, so that does exist. It is present with the Forester here. I do never show the boot space, but this car does have quite a lot of it, so you can fit quite a number of things in the back of the Forester. Moving down, we do have dual exit tips as well, so dual exit system. It's just a stock exhaust on this particular car, so I know you're dying to hear the EJ25 fans in the video right now are going to be begging to hear how this thing sounds, so we'll give it a start up and give it a little rev. There you go, all you EJ25 creamers can be satisfied with that. Let's go check out what's under the bonnet. The hydraulic strut bonnet, we have, of course, the EJ25 2.5 litre boxer engine. So, I mean, it's a fairly solid engine. They are renowned for blowing head gaskets. This car is on its second engine, presumably the first did blow a head gasket. So this engine, I think it's got 160 or so thousand Ks on it. The body's got 306,000, so the car's traveled pretty far. But this particular car, my particular car, is actually in very okay-ish condition. But yeah, around here, the engine does produce, I think it's about 127 kilowatts, 220 newton meters or so of torque. So it's enough to get moving. It's not the world's fastest thing. Obviously, if you do turbo it, it will be a lot faster. Obviously, it's a very, very modifiable car, these Foresters. So I'm sure later down the line of this car's life, it'll probably end up with a turbo. There's a lot of space to work on stuff as well. I mean, obviously, it's still boxes, so you have to remove the bloody engine at this point to change spark plugs or coils or anything. But for what it is, there is a lot of space to work on stuff. So that is always positive. But apart from that, I mean, it's a fairly standard Subaru layout. So let's go check out the interior. Stepping into the interior of my Subaru Forester, we're greeted with this leather and plastic steering wheel. Actually, it's a rubber steering wheel. Look at that. Rubber steering wheel. It's got a steering wheel cover on it because for some reason the previous owner has tape there, and it's sticky and it's disgusting. I hate steering wheel covers, but I don't really want to be touching that. So it is a multi-function steering wheel, so it does have volume controls on the steering wheel here, and you do have your cruise control settings over on the right side here. So that all works very nice and well. Around to the door card, you do have this suede felt-like material just on the door here, so that's nice. The rest of it is just very hard, brutal plastics, but it has stood the test of time, evidently. There is a random little drill spot in the trim piece up there, but that's fine. We'll ignore that. I actually did get instant cash back on this car in a foreign currency. So I don't know how much this is worth, but we've got 20,000 whatever these are. So yeah, I've also got a 1,000 note and another 20,000 there somewhere. So instant cashback on my Subaru Forester here. Beautiful. And here you do have your mirror controls, obviously all automatic. Traction control button there too. Is this a little storage? No, it's not. You got your brightness adjuster thing there. Aircon vent. We've got the dashboard here, and it does actually have a little mini trip computer thing in the center here. So you can see your fuel economy and what temperature it is and things like that. So that all works well. Up front of us, it's a fairly standard gauge cluster. What really annoys me about this generation of Subarus is they don't have a physical temperature readout. And obviously it being paired to a EJ25 and no temperature readout, it's a little bit scary. So nah, it's fine. We'll leave it. Moving around to the center console here, we've got this faux wood surround around the standard radio here. I mean, it works as a standard Subaru radio. I've seen the same radio in an Impreza as well, so I feel like it's very standard 2008 Subaru layout here. Hazard button there. Obviously physical aircon controls. The aircon in this car does work, and it works beautifully, so that is very, very nice. You do have this little trim piece that does swoop around as well, which I quite like. Very nice little design touch there. Glove box here, relatively spacious. Fit quite a fair bit of stuff in that. This car is an auto as well, so you do have your little shifter there and a little manual mode there, so you can play through the gears yourself. So that's all well and good. Car does need a clean, so it is a bit disgusting. Apologies. You do have your handbrake here, and it's a very meaty feeling handbrake. I do like that. That's nice. The center console, or the armrest, has seen better days. It is starting to deteriorate a little bit, but under there you do have an aux cable port and a 12-volt socket as well. Seats. This car does have the leather interior, so the seats are actually very comfortable, and I am surprised that the leather has held up so well for being it's not cream exactly, but it's kind of a light grey. It's held up pretty well over the years, so that's good. Of course, we've got a massive sunroof. Wow, that is a big sunroof, so that obviously lives up there. Back seats are covered in these disgusting seat covers I ripped off. And yeah, that gives you obviously a lot of space to put whatever you want in the back here. There is a lot of space to do as you please. So that is all nice and good. But I think I've pretty much finished talking about the car. So let's go take it on a drive. Woohoo! All right, here we are in my Subaru Forester. Of course, we gotta get the sunnies on because we are in a Forester. Woohoo! All right, so I've got my Monster here. I'm gonna have a small sip, if that's okay with you. Quickly, just quickly. Very good, delicious. Start this thing up. Get rid of my FM transmitter. Oh gosh, okay, let's just turn that off. We are in drive and we are ready to go. I love the Subaru power steering noise, it's quite funny. Here we go in a little Subaru car. What do we think? The window up. Yeah, there is a small issue with the tint, but inside for a 300,000 kilometer Forester, obviously there is a fair bit of road noise. The car is ultimately just made out of tin foil, so you do hear quite a lot of road noise, but in terms of squeaks, rattles, everything like that, it does actually sound pretty quiet back here. There is just a bit of rattling and stuff from things that I presume are in the boot, but apart from that, it does feel pretty damn solid. The car does feel a bit floppy as well, but it is an SUV. I am not really the SUV type, so I don't regularly drive SUVs, but we are in sport mode now, so we'll just drop a couple of gears, put the window down. We're coming up to our first little straight here. Gets there eventually. I wouldn't say it's the fastest thing I've ever driven. I wouldn't say it's the slowest. So that's good. I really wish there was a little off-road trail I could take this car in, because I think that's where it's really going to shine. But it's okay. We don't have access to things like that in this particular area. Let's give it some. I don't know what's going to fly. It gets up, it moves, it goes to where you want it to go, and that's ultimately what matters. And overall, it's a pretty comfortable little driving experience as well. Obviously, these leather seats are pretty comfortable, no real complaints there. I picked the car up last night from, I think this was a Liverpool car, so about an hour and a half drive back to my area after that, no complaints, very comfortable. It just kind of works. It's good. It's really good. It's at that age now where you'd buy it to like have as a little throw around car. So this car would be exposed to having things thrown in the back all the time. You don't really care if it gets scratched. It just gets to where you want to go, and it does it with a relative amount of comfort. The sound system's also average as well, so music streaming is somewhat pleasurable, so that's always a thumbs up. We are coming up to some corners now, so we can test the agility of this family SUV. It does roll around a fair bit, but I mean, what do you expect? You're not exactly going to be throwing this around the corners of the Nürburgring anytime soon, so it is surprisingly fun though. I was pleasantly surprised because I don't know, I've never really been a big Subaru guy. I've always loved my Volkswagens. Subarus I've always been, they're meh. I don't really care about them. And I thought the case would be the same with this, but I actually do genuinely enjoy driving it. It is quite a lot of fun. So I do understand the hype around these cars. But yeah, even attacking these little twisties here for an SUV, like a stock little family SUV running 16-inch wheels, like it does corner a lot better than you'd expect it to. So that's quite funny. I actually haven't tested the cruise control. That's set. Does it work? It does work. We're cruising along in cruise control. That's good. Yeah. Overall, very, very impressive little. Let's ignore that. I'm sure it is very capable off-road as well. No, I can't go down there. Damn. I can't. I would just use a little fire trail or something to demonstrate its off-roading capabilities, but I am restricted by location, so maybe one day we'll take it out to the Blue Mountains and do a little off-roading adventure in this Forester here. But until then, I will just be driving it around like this. A friend of mine's already very interested in buying the car off me, so I might sell it to him. And if he doesn't want it, one of you guys can have it, because I will be selling this very, very car in the next coming days. So keep your eye out on Marketplace, and you might be able to drive 20 DILF's Subaru Forester. You might be able to call it your very own very soon. Yeah, no complaints. I mean, it just gets to the speed limit. It's not painfully slow. It's slow. It's not painfully slow though, like the Audi I recently had. That was that was another level of slow. That car took 2.5 centuries to reach 10 k's an hour. So this isn't quite like that. But it is coming up to that point in the video where I do recommend or not recommend this car. Do I recommend it? For the right price, absolutely. I mean, you really can't go wrong. As long as you're very certain that the car you're looking at doesn't have any head gasket dramas, and you are prepared to expect head gasket dramas at some point of the car's life, I mean, I don't see an issue with it. I really don't. It's a very, very nicely built car, and it's just got a very industrial kind of feel to it now, obviously having aged. Apart from that, I do, and as a first car as well, I do understand why this car is so popular in my area. I mean, it is a very, very good first car. You kind of just have everything you need. You have the ability to go where you want to go, and I mean, it's just a solid all-rounder car. So yeah, no, I'm very pleasantly impressed with this particular car. So, woo. Oh, the traction light went off. All I did was this. That's so funny. Oh, that is so funny. I can trigger the traction control light by trying to do some twisties. That's very funny. I have never had a car do that before, but then again, this is actually the first SUV I've ever bought, so there you go. Alright, we'll just chuck it into here. Alright. Well, that concludes my little review on my Forester. Overall, wasn't expecting to be as impressed with this car as I am, so take that as a sign to go and buy one. Go and buy this particular car if my friend doesn't want it. If he doesn't want it, I'll include a link to the Marketplace listing in the description. But yeah, I think that will be it for the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.